Today we're learning Rudolph the Rednose Reindeer. We're going to learn the entire song, how to strum it, how to sing it, plus how to play the melody. New ukulele tutorials every Wednesday and Saturday. If you want a backing track and tabs to go with this lesson and all our lessons, you can get them by becoming a Patreon. Links are up in the notes. Additional links in the description, including my email if you want some one-on-one lessons. Let's do it. Grab the ukulele, brain, attention span. Let's do this one for old Rudy. Chords first: D minor, E minor, C major 7, that's just the second fret instead of the third, A minor, D7, I like to bar it with my middle finger on the third fret. You could play the Hawaiian D7, 2-0-2-0, G major, C major, just a regular one, E flat diminished 7. Maybe you haven't seen this one. It's 1 2 1 2, like a G7, but also with the first fret of the G string. Speaking of that, we also have a G7, F major, and an E flat diminished 7, which is the same shape as our G flat diminished 7, but up, everything up a fret. So it's 2 3 2 3. Now the intro, we're going to walk through it and we're going to give it a strum pattern, but you could also be very loose with the intro if you wanted. It's going to be, the first 4 measures are up, 2 beats of D minor, and then 2 of E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. That will repeat, but the next time the D minor is in C major 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that cycle happens 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second time through, it's A minor for 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D7 for a whole measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then G7, 2, 3, 4. The strum pattern I use is just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and with a swing. Now, there are exceptions here. On the D7, it goes down, up, down, up, down, down, down. So you go 1 and 2 and 3, pola. And the G7, we're going to let it ring. So we strum through it like this. D minor, E minor, D minor, C major 7, D minor, E minor, D minor, C major 7, A minor 2, 3, 4, A minor 2, 3, 4, D7, 2, down, 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 G7. Into the verse. 1, 2, 3, you know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall 2, 3, the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the Red-Nosed. Into the verse. Okay, so the verse is like this 3-1-3-1 idea. And what I mean by that, it's 3 measures of C and then 1 of G7. So just down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then that flip flops and you do 3 G7 and 1 C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That happens 2 times for the first verse, and then in the last verse it happens 1. So you can almost think about the first verse either as a long verse or as 2 short verses back to back. Now, one thing I do to give this just a little more movement is on the 4th beat of the C, I play the E flat diminished 7. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. just to give it a little bit of movement and a little bit of fun. You don't have to do that. It's a passing chord, so the melody will sound fine without it, but it does sound cool if you want to do it. So let's play through the verse so you can see how this works. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the very shiny nose, 2, 3, 4. And if you ever saw it, 3, 4, you would even say it glows, 2, 3, 4. All of the other reindeer, 3, 4, used to laugh and call him names, 2, 3, 4. They never let poor Rudolph, 3, 4, join in any reindeer games, 2, 3, 4. Then, now we're into the B part, the bridge. Here, we're going to go 2 beats of F. I don't know if I said F in the intro. Sorry, we have an F chord. 2 of D minor, full measure of G7, full measure of C, full measure of G7. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That follows up with maybe the trickiest part in the song. 1 measure of G7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1 measure with 2 beats of G7, 1, 2. Then 2 beats of this G sharp diminished 7, 3, 4. Again, this is another passing chord. You can just stay on G7 if you want, but it sounds so cool if you're able to play it. 1, 2, 3, 4, A minor. And it sounds cool because the bass, it goes G, G sharp, A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, D7, 3, 4, G7, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 measures nice and slow because this is the trickiest part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, into the verse, which is the C G7 part. So if we sing this, we get, then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, 3, 4, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide the sleigh tonight? All right, then we get into the end. We've already seen it. It's then how the reindeer loved him, 3, 4, as they shouted out with glee, 2, 3, 4, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, 3, 4, you'll go down in history. Now you can just keep playing these parts and continue through it if you want, but that is where the song ends. Now that last measure, you'll go down in history. You can slow down if you want. The melody does jump up to this D. You'll go down in history. So there in that last measure, if you wanted to, you could definitely start to slow the tempo down. Let's put the whole thing together. Sing it from the top. Let's try to put the whole thing together. 1, 2, 3, you know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall 2, 3, the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, 3, 4, had a very shiny nose, 3, 4, and if you ever saw it, 3, 4, you would even say it glows, 3, 4, all of the other reindeer, 3, 4, used to laugh and call him names, 2, 3, 4, they never let poor Rudolph, 3, 4, join in any reindeer games, 2, 3, 4. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, 2, 3, 4, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? 2, 3, 4. Rudolph the Rednose Reindeer, 3, 4. You'll go down in history. All right. First four measures: O, 2, 3 on the A string, open. O, 2, 3, O, down to the E string, 1, second fret of the A, 3, O on the E string. O, 2, 3, O, 1, 2, 3, O, O, 1, 2, and right through the strings, A, E, C, O, 1, 2, open A string, third fret. And that repeats itself. And it's like do 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 do. So we get all right. Now the next half of the intro, we get pretty straightforward. Open, 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 open A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. O, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, O, 3 on the E string, and that's that dun, 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 dun part. 3, 2, well, 3, 3, 3, 2, O, 3. So these four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, triple the 1. The whole intro. 1, 2, 3. Whole intro. 1, 2. All right, into the verse. Three, open, 3, open. 3A, 3E, 3 on the A string, open, 3. G, A, G, E, C, A, G. Rudolph the Rednose Reindeer. 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 3, 2. So we're going 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, all on the E string. Roll over to the third fret of the A, and then down to 2. Next four come up, and it's 1, 3, 1, 2, 2. 1, 3, 1, 2, 2. Open A, third fret of the E. And then we do that 3, 5, 3, 5, 3. But this time, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, O. So we put those two together because we think about that kind of as verse 1, or the first half of the big verse. When we do that, we get all right, we bring the next ones up, a little different. 3, O, 3, O, 3, O, 3. That's the same. Well, actually, they're exactly the same. Then the next section is almost the same, except at the end, instead of going 5, O, we go 5 on the A string to 3. So those are the only two difference, the last two notes, because the 1, 3, 1, 2, 2, O, 3, the same. 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3 is the different part. So the second half of the verse would be, and pay attention because the second half of the verse is also the last verse. We would get this. That's the difference, all right? We get into that part B. It starts off, oh, oh, 3, oh, 3, oh, 3. Oh, oh, 3, oh, on the A string. 3, oh, 3 on the E string. Oh, oh, 3, oh, 3, oh, 3. 1, oh, 3, 1, oh. 1, oh, 3, 1, oh. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say. Next part, 2, oh, 3, oh, 2, 2, 2. Rudolph, with your nose so bright, 3, 3, 2, oh, 3, 1, 2. Won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? So part B. Oh, oh, 3, oh, 3, oh, 3. 1, oh, 3, 1, oh. 2, oh, 3, oh, 2, 2, 2. 3, 3, 2, oh, 3, 1, 2. Then the last verse is the same as the second half of the long verse. And that's the whole melody. There you have it, folks. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of this lesson. New ukulele every Wednesday and Saturday. If you love it, think about becoming a Patreon. Cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger. And until next time, keep on rocking and rolling. Life is good. Take care of yourself. Catch you on the flip side. Ukulele Wednesday, Saturday. Guitar on Monday. Oops.